Hello. This is the Awful and Awesome Entertainment Wrap, episode 316. This is Rajyasree.
And this is Abhinandan Sekhri. We're coming to you, recording on the 22nd of August at 3 in the afternoon. And we have quite an exciting bunch of things. We have two things that I completely loved.
Okay.
So we have a series which I watched full. In 2 days, I finished all 8 episodes. 2 daes.
7
episodes.
No, 7 and 8 is one
Then
episode.
Rajyasree read a book.
Yeah.
Noddy's Adventures.
It's
Noddy.
really like Noddy's Adventures.
Then a documentary film.
Yeah.
Is Bollywood becoming a propaganda tool? The clip of which has gone viral of
Vivek
Agnihotri's conversation with Miss Dice, who's the maker of this documentary film, who's a correspondent with the Australian Broadcasting Network, I think. That's Corporation
ABC.
And
Avni Dias.
the book is also on Indrani Mukerjea.
Bye Indrani.
And I have a Punjabi song recommendation which just has driven me crazy kar diye hai, sir.
Bacha.
Please.
You're not going to watch
I have taste.
I Am AP Dhillon.
I don't know, I'll see. But should we start with an email or should I start? No, let's start with telling our wonderful subscribers, thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for supporting journalism. Thank you for topping up the NL Senas right now. The Mono Manesar is at 1,72,000. I was hoping it would touch 3 lakhs. Please do. It is a fantastic documentary. Hopefully we'll release it this week. And the Himachal Pradesh documentary, Himalayan Blunders, is at 3,38,000. We are just about 90,000 rupees short.
Oh, very good.
Although we have already gone ahead and spent the money, assuming you guys are going to support it. Here's a clip of Hridesh Joshi's entire journey covering an extremely important issue with money from you, not sponsored by any large corporation who may also be harming the environment, but by you.
हमारी लगभग इसमें 40-45 मकान और दुकानें चलेगी पूरे शहर की, पूरे बाजार की, और लोगों की इसमें जमीनें भी चलेगी।
टेंटों में रह रहे, कहीं रिश्तेदारी में रह रहे, ऐसे ही भटक गए हम लोग। कहाँ जाएंगे? सबके बिजनेस काम बंद हो गए, मकान चले गए।
ना उनके पास जमीन है, ना उनका घर रहा, ना कुछ रहा। फसल थी वो भी बर्बाद हो चुकी है।
एक साथ सब पानी छोड़ रहे हैं, उससे ही जो बड़े नुकसान इस वक्त हुए इस साल, वो इन डैमों की वजह से इसलिए हुए।
देखो ना, मेरे को 50 साल हो गए यहाँ पे रहते हुए, और मैंने कभी ऐसा पानी या ऐसी बर्बादी कभी नहीं जिंदगी में देखी।
20, 25, 30 लाख के बीच में सामान पड़ा हुआ था, उसमें से कुछ भी नहीं बचा, सारा ही नदी में बह गया।
पूरा जो हमारा बाजार है NH से जो नीचे है, उसके एक मंजिल हमारी पूरी डूब चुकी थी।
मंडी और कुल्लू के इलाकों में ब्यास ने जो तबाही मचाई, उसके निशान महीने भर बाद भी देखे जा सकते हैं और लोग उस सदमे से उबरे नहीं हैं। उनके लिए ये पिछली 1 सदी का सबसे बड़ा झटका है। इन गांवों में जाकर हम ये जानने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि आखिर इनकी जिंदगी पर इस बाढ़ ने क्या प्रभाव डाला है। हिमाचल सेब, माल्टा और दूसरे फलों के लिए जाना जाता है। इनका व्यापार यहाँ काफी महत्वपूर्ण है, लेकिन जो आपदा अभी हुई है, बाढ़ आई है, तेज बरसात हुई है, उसने सेब व्यापारियों को बेहाल कर दिया है।
ये पिछले 7-8 जुलाई को जो लगातार बारिश हुई, दिन रात बारिश हुई, उससे क्या हो गया कि सारा भूस्खलन के कारण सारी सड़कें टूट गई, लोगों के बगीचे टूट गए, और जो आपके सेबों के जो कलर बनना था, साइज बनना था, वो सब चेक हो गया। तरह तरह की बगीचों में बीमारियां आ गई, क्योंकि इस साथ साथ में जो धूप लगनी थी वो धूप नहीं लगी। एक तरह से हमारी पूरी खेती जो है इन बारिश और आपदा से बिल्कुल तबाह हो गई।
So that is one reason among many others to subscribe to Newslaundry and pay to keep news free, because when the public pays, the public is served. So Rajyasree Sen, you want to tell us about the book first, and then I'll give the Punjabi recommendation, and then we'll go into the show. Guns and Gulaabs. Gulab
also. That's the second one.
Gulab Jamuns and Rasgullas.
So I read Indrani Mukerjea, and I also have a morbid fascination with murderers and killers and criminals.
I'm not surprised.
I'm just saying. So
Bachke
Indrani
Rehna Re Baba,
Mukerjea's
Bachke
case
Rehna
had fascinated me not because I find it shocking that a mother would kill her daughter. I very often think my mother might also do that.
But because she's bong.
She's not Bong, yeah. She's
Oh.
Assamese. Arnab Goswami is not Bong. He's Assamese. Please. Okay? Indrani Mukerjea has written Unbroken, the Untold Story. She is currently on bail. She has not been acquitted of murdering her daughter. The skeleton of whose skeleton has been found. We know it's a skeleton because there's 100% DNA match. It's not 2%, 1%, 100%. Only Indrani then has 100% DNA matches with rando skeletons, which are found everywhere. Who murdered this girl supposedly? Indrani, her ex-husband, and the driver who was driving. Why did they murder?
Complicit.
Are complicit. Indrani supposedly...
In the trial that's ongoing.
Yeah, and all are out on bail now. Sanjeev Khanna is from Calcutta, one of our illustrious
Has
men.
to be a Calcutta connection.
And he has been spotted around Calcutta with glowing skin. So jail, this is another thing I've realized.
It's good for your skin.
Is very good for your
Because in her
skin.
interview, she's looking pretty good in Rani. But what does the book say?
Okay, the book is a work of fiction. Okay. It talks about, basically it justifies why she has not murdered. Sheena is alive. No one has killed Sheena.
She's alive somewhere.
But where is Sheena?
No one knows.
For 5 years, her mother is going to jail. Her ex-stepfather, who did not know that she's the daughter, sister, all those things are there also. He's also in jail. But Sheena has decided she will live her life in a reclusive life. She has no job. She has no home. She has no ID card. How is she living in? We don't know.
Aadhaar connection.
But Aadhaar family card from Haryana she has not made also. But Indrani said one person saw Sheena in Guwahati airport. Did not speak to Sheena. She saw. It's like we say, oh, the murdered person is walking. Then I go and buy a book and a soda and carry
Like
on.
when we had gone to the film and someone said Cindy Crawford. And
Like that. You're making fun. This body shaming is very bad.
Oh, this is not.
This is
just
body
so everyone
shaming.
knows. Just everyone
First
knows.
you're saying I'm height impaired. Then you're saying I'm fat. This is
all I
very
said
bad.
is that one day,
No.
Rajyasree tells me on the phone, I'm going on a diet. So, मैंने कहा, I mean,
Why? Because you keep saying you're so
I didn't
fat.
say anything. I said, ठीक. I mean, I'm not a fan of diets or anything. She says, you watch.
I said I'm working out. I didn't say that.
I look like Cindy Crawford. I said, ठीक है. Even if you become patla, how are you going to become 6 feet tall?
I can't become on a stool if I stand and then the person can't see my feet. Like Indrani's sense of reality is the same.
It's a bong
So
thing.
it's a
Assamese
Eastern. Then say Eastern thing.
There's this lovely Punjabi song called 9:45. After years,
Means 9 slaps, 2 kicks. No. Sorry.
9:45.
Oh.
See, there's also layers here.
Not
Here's
a
song.
poetalish. That's what it is.
This is what it sounds like. It's by Prab, who's very cool in my view. Prab. And the girl in this music video is really cute, man. After
Nora
ages, you've
Fateh.
seen. It's not Nora Fateh. Mere naal gal kar gayi. Isn't it cool?
The kind of, I told you what it reminds me of.
ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਹੱਥ ਛੱਛ ਕਰਕੇ ਹੁਣ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ 9:45. That means let me go, it's 9:45, which means Punjabi men date only good girls whose deadline is 9:45, not midnight and
Maybe it's still 9:45 in the morning he's with her.
No.
From last night.
These are the signs of good cultural upbringing of the Punjabis.
2-3 slaps, but we go to bed early.
But this
That's
is
it, between friends.
I've listened to the song on loop for the last 72 hours.
This is explaining a lot.
I thought, but
Prab.
Coming to Prab is his name. I highly recommend
Why
it.
doesn't he have a full name? Like Prabhu Deva.
Madonna, Prince.
Madonna,
These people don't have-
Madonna. Prab is like he lost interest after. Oh, he's Punjabi, long names.
Prabjeet.
And it's like Nikku, like small.
Like
small.
Nikku.
Huh.
Like who's going to bother
Too
with that?
many
Abhinandan
letters.
hai, Nikku idhar aa. 9:45 ho gaye, chal. But first, it's all about Guns and Gulaabs. So, Rajyasree Sen, after very long, I have really liked the show. I watched all episodes in like 2 or 3 days. It is directed, it is created by Raj and DK. They're the same guys who made Sekhri, by the way.
3 and Farzi with Shahid Kapoor.
Oh, that wasn't that great.
Huh.
But Sekhri was very good. They've done some really good work. This
Padman. And Family Man,
which I haven't
was very
seen,
good.
but anyway.
Excellent.
So it has Dulquer Salman.
No, Dilker.
Dilquer Singh.
Dilker. Salman.
It has someone called D. Salman, Adarsh Gaurav, Rajkumar Rao, who's really good, and Gulshan Deviya, who I really like. He was in that Bhagshri Sons film also. Mard ko dard nahi hota.
He was also in Shaitan. Do you remember? We went and saw Shaitan.
Yeah.
He was in Shaitan.
So he's a really good actor. He has great screen presence. And it has a long cast. You can go check out the cast and crew. I have lots of notes. But basically the concept is there are two areas, which share a border. One is called Gulaabganj, and the other is Sherbagh. Gulaabganj, the king of Gulaabganj mafia is Satish Kaushik.
Who's
Kanchi.
lovely. So
He's
sweet,
amazing.
yes.
And the head of the Sherbagh is a guy called Kamal. What's his name? I'll just
Najib.
Najib. And they are both vying for and that is where all the legitimate ganja is grown, because it's also used for medicinal purposes. It has to be grown under government supervision. Other people just keep growing ganja. But a lot of farmers grow ganja for both these drug runners who supply to the biggest suppliers all over the world. And one outstanding thing is this show has very effectively and authentically shown that Bengalis can be dangerous also. So because the kingpin of the kingpins are Bengalis.
Yeah.
In this.
Also, don't forget, where did Naxalism rear its head and flourish for very long? Bengal.
Of course, we also have very, our view of Naxals is not quite accurate, because, Naxalism was this thing. All the Naxals who are caught now, they are pretty, they aren't like the dons of...
Yeah.
They are 10 well-armed armies funded by an industrialist could wipe them out, which kind of has happened.
No, but in the heyday of Naxalism, in the early 70s and all, these were rich, educated boys in Bengal, I'm talking about, who were disappointed and sort of...
Or they just like the romance of... You can read Amar Bari, Tomar Bari, Nakshal Bari, this comic book. You can order it from Newslaundry's store. It gives you the most accurate and interesting account of the Naxal journey, plus with some humor thrown in. It's just the nice guy who has a good ending. Like that.
So Gulshan Deviya claimed, I saw some interview, I have lots of time nowadays,
Clearly.
so I saw lots of interviews.
You read Indrani Mukerjea's
I read
book.
Indrani's book in 2 days. So I couldn't get over what all was being claimed, but Gulshan Deviya kept Sanjay Dutt as his inspiration for this.
Yep, his whole look was Sajan.
But
you didn't
I
get
felt
it.
if I was...
See, I thought a lot of nuances would be lost on me, so I took it down. So those are...
And the songs in that they've got from all the Hindi films possible and English.
And English films, which is why I think it must be either...
You think that they buy the rights?
You have to buy the rights, unless this is also owned by... This was on Netflix. If it's Sony or something, then they may have the rights to some. Otherwise, they've spent a bomb in just buying the rights of some of those songs.
But did they use less than 30
everything
seconds?
I do, that is not even if you have to buy the rights. So,
everything I do was very, that scene is just...
It was just amazing. So, I think it's a very interesting combination of things. Like certain things they got bang on, but certain things were, like certain detailing was amazing. So I will
I felt one twist I didn't like. Which is right at the end. I won't give, because I don't give spoilers, as everyone knows. When Chota Ganchi, his name walks into the father's hospital room and he's no longer Chota Ganchi. I felt it was a bit of an unnecessary...
I quite like that twist actually, because they had put Easter eggs to that effect throughout. Like for example, that one scene where he's being very lecherous towards his best friend's wife. It's actually resentment.
Yeah.
He resents her. That's why he hates it that he got married, right? Because so I think they had a lot of Easter eggs that put, but so the look of the whole show with the post-production, the packaging is amazing. It is kitsch, kehte hain? Kitsch. Gale mein kitsch.
When you're wearing kitsch.
That whole 90s kitschy thing is, it really works, but it's a little inconsistent. Like, that's not the look throughout the show.
Yeah.
Like the packaging is that, and some scenes are that, but there's a bit of that lock, stock and two smoking barrels thing happening.
Guy Ritchie.
So there's a bit of that happening, but the opening scene is really underwhelming. Like, I think episodes 2, 3, 4, 5, they just take off. Episode 1 is actually the weakest episode, which is sad because it really picks up. It becomes really tight.
It'll hook you and you might not.
Great cast of characters and amazing performances. Really well cast. The 3 schoolboys
They are so
really good.
Those 3
excellent, and their backstories, etc., really good. Now, some detailing which was amazing was the wardrobes. Like, for example, this Chota Gachi. So, on that note, the rest of this podcast will be audio only. So, do check it out. It will also be behind the paywall. So, you have to be a subscriber to listen to the entire podcast in case you are so inclined and would like to listen to this podcast in its entirety of 1 hour. Then clearly you also may have the time to read that book.
Indrani's book. If y'all don't subscribe, there should be a punishment for people who don't subscribe. We'll just gift the book to those people.
Okay, so we have other murders in the building.
No, we are not doing only
we are talking about Made in Heaven and the controversy that it caused, and the documentary Is Bollywood Becoming a Propaganda Tool, the clip of which has gone viral with Vivek Agnihotri being interviewed. But that's all behind the paywall and for subscribers only. So subscribe to News Laundry and pay to keep news free, and check out the full podcast. Journalism at News Laundry is powered by the public, because when the public pays, the public is served. Visit newslaundry.com/subscription and pick a payment plan of your choice. Pay to keep news free and independent. Your future, and indeed the future of democracy, depends on it.